What's that smell?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Family Bathroom Podcast. This is our very special Christmas episode, which I've really been looking forward to, and glad that all of you are joining us again. We've been getting a lot of support. We really appreciate it. And with that being said, Brett, how are you, man?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm working every day, throwing them packages.
Staying on that Santa Claus grind?
Dude, I wish it was a Santa Claus grind. This is like packages nonstop every day. People in rural parts of this state decide that they need something, and we have to climb up a mountain all what was that Stallone movie with a cliffhanger? Cliffhanger style. Yeah, we had to climb up there.
Mount Amazon.
Dude, we literally had to climb like everything. And I'm like, man, can't you just make a leveled out driveway? Why must you live up something you have to race up in an RC car?
Absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
That is a tough way to make a living, sir.
Mark, you're rather hockey festive today, man. How you doing?
It's season, and you got to rip my Rangers.
Rangers.
Rangers fan for life.
Oh, yeah.
Even though we're kind of sucking ass right now.
I was about to say, you guys haven't been good in a very long time. I can't remember a season where you guys were really competitive as in the last, maybe, 5-10 years.
Oh, Matthew,
But
talking
that's okay.
so much
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, hey, I'm a Predators fan, and we're not looking too competitive this year either. So
I don't think anybody's doing very competitive right now.
Yeah.
no one, someone has to be. Mark's just living in a Ranger world. He's a material boy, and he's living in a Ranger world.
Material boy in Ranger World.
I don't know. So let's jump into some holiday festivities, man. Let me just ask you guys the age-old question, which is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not? Because I have an opinion about that, and I don't know if it'll be a popular one, but I want y'all's take first, so and then I'll come.
Okay, well, being somebody who's seen it like every year since forever, yeah, it is a Christmas movie to me, mainly because it takes place during Christmas. It is about Christmas, but in season wise with the snow and everything like that, but the Hans Gruber plot in the middle just happens to be circumstance. Otherwise, Christmas is still going on all over the country at that point in time. So that's my take on it. I mean, Mark, Mr.
Well, as a resident fan of Die Hard, that has every single Die Hard movie, that
Yeah.
also has a Nakatomi Plaza, collectible.
Yeah, we'll have to
collector
put that
set
in
of the
here, 'cause
movie.
He really does have that on the mantle.
I feel, in ways, it could be considered a Christmas movie, but in ways, it's not.
You're just straddling the fence.
To be honest, I
Straddling
feel
the
like
fence.
it's a action movie that takes place during Christmas time and not an actually true
You could say that,
Christmas movie.
but
I
Jingle All the Way
100%.
is a Christmas movie, but it has action in it. I mean, I know Sinbad's in it, but
Jingle All the Way
Hey,
has.
we can't use Sinbad in any kind of reference because he's also the man that made. Was it not Shazam? What was it?
that is actually what do they call that? The something effect, Mandela effect.
Yeah.
He actually never made that.
Actually, they did. I had a
No, he
copy
did
of that
not.
movie. I
No,
had
you
a copy of
didn't.
that
No,
movie.
There was Shazam. You had.
Well, no, Shazam was with had Shaq in it.
Mm-hmm.
But there was another one with him in it. I forget what it was called.
You may have been thinking about something else because
I feel like I know what you're talking about, Big Mark, but I cannot.
everybody
place
does, but it doesn't exist apparently. No film archive has it in there. So somebody went back in the past. Maybe Sinbad paid some kids to go back with the time machine and totally rip him out of the picture like that because
He knew it would just destroy his career to be associated with Shazam. I agree with you on that one for sure.
I mean,
Well,
like,
it's not. We're gonna have to look it up now. 'Cause,
I
yeah,
think
it's not.
so.
It's not Shazam.
I think he did like a genie special, like a in between show special on TV, but it wasn't an actual movie. From what I
well, he says in an interview. Now, I remember looking at this. He did say, "I don't know what you're talking about. I was never in a movie like that." And I'm like,
But he was on a lot of drugs in the 90s. So how would he know?
This is very true. And so, but maybe he did it like around the same time and kind of got lumped in there with the whole like Shazam feel
You
or
just
something.
can't forget it. Dude, IMDb will remind you of every stupid little thing you ever did.
Oh, and I would be remiss if I didn't say Spencer is back, our producer, and we love Spencer, and you're going to be hearing him from time to time, and we're very thankful that Spencer is here.
Time after time. Voice one went out right there. You know?
He had like a little like a going through puberty 8th grade vibe.
I know,
right there.
dude. I mean,
Can I have some more porridge, please?
So, but
can I have some more?
I never got to say my piece about Die Hard. I'm going to go back and Mark, I 100% agree with you. It is an action movie that happened to take place on Christmas, and I'm very passionate about that. It is not a Christmas movie. And then you can't come at me with Jingle All the Way. It has Jingle in the title. That's definitely a Christmas movie.
He's buying Christmas presents for his freaking kid.
But that's why I brought it up first thing, because I just wanted to get it out there.
It was a constant theme throughout the damn movie, is what I'm saying. There was Christmas trees, there was Christmas lights, there was Christmas decorations throughout the whole movie. You know, except for the times when the guy got shocked with the sponge, you know, in the basement, you know, and with the shocker stuff and the vent stuff. But there was office decorations with Christmas around it. There was outside, you know, Carl Winslow, you know, or was out there. We all call him Carl Winslow. I don't want to give a fuck what anybody says. We all call him Carl Winslow because that's where we know him from.
Yeah, he's Carl Winslow.
You know.
I think I know what's happening here. I think Brett and everybody who does think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, I think you're suffering from something called it's nostalgia. So you watch the movie and associate it with Christmas, and then you start watching it every holiday season.
But here's the thing.
That makes it part of your holiday tradition.
It came out around Christmas, did it not?
Actually, it came out in July.
Oh, did it come out in July? Oh.
Peace be with you, Mark. That's fantastic.
I mean, the way I look at it, like, right, if you could have it in another setting and it still makes sense, then it's probably not a Christmas movie. But if it revolves around it being at Christmas, like Home Alone or...
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you know...
That is a good point.
Wouldn't make sense anywhere else.
I mean, Spencer, so do you say, is it a Christmas movie or not?
I think it's a Christmas movie to the fact that a lot of people have it as a tradition and watch it at Christmas, and yes, it is set at Christmas, but...
Excuse the sound, somebody outside's being a butthole.
But is it is it a Christmas movie? No, not really. Christmas is not a central plot point.
Yeah, I mean, like... See, this is where it splits. It's equal parts action movie, but it's also equal parts it's during Christmas time. So it's two sides of one equation that equal one part awesomeness. So, you know, there's always going to be that divide. But I think it is mainly because now, because of the hype that was behind it, you actually see it during Christmas time. I mean, you know, we did that. We made that happen, you know.
So basically what we're saying is it's another Christmas where the age-old question can never be answered. Everyone's going to stay divided about it. It's going to be a house divided, friendships divided. Half of us say no. Half of us toast says absolutely it is. And and the beat goes on. It's just going to be this way forever, I guess, which is fine.
I mean, and, yeah.
I won't hold it against you, Thomas.
Well,
I love you.
You know,
so
I'm going to say that, you know, just because it doesn't have Santa Claus and elves in it doesn't make it not a Christmas movie, too. I mean,
I don't know. At one point, does he ever say "Merry Christmas, motherfucker" or anything like that? I don't think he does.
No.
I don't know. What was his last line to Hans Gruber when he fell off the damn roof?
Was it Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he would have said "Merry Christmas, motherfucker," then I would agree that it was a Christmas movie. But
I think there's a couple of Christmas references in the movie, like that makes sense.
Well, anyway, I mean, yeah, it either you agree or you don't, but it is a good movie, though. You know,
it's a damn great movie.
Absolutely fantastic movie.
It's an American classic.
100%.
Yeah. But
well, guys, so we're 4 days away from Christmas. Anybody still have shopping left to do? Have you knocked out your entire list?
No, not yet.
Kids have it. Spencer's raising his hand. He's still got shopping left to do. And Spencer, I'm right there with you. I got a couple things I need to pick up.
There's always some other last minute things you gotta get. I mean, it's just I don't like going to the store. I'm not one of those people. You know, Like
Let's
if
do it
robots
in
could,
order.
I work for a certain company. I mean, I'm just gonna turn the logo around so they don't get any kind of, But anyway,
If Amazon wants to sponsor us,
shut up. Anyway, we're sorry, Jeff.
Hit us up, Mr. Bezos. We'd be happy to have
He's
you.
gotta hit us, not hit us up.
we'll put a big Amazon banner back here.
If you ever want to take this podcast into space, we're your peeps
I'll be happy to go with you. Yeah.
and your big penis
I was
plane.
about to say your penis mobile. Big old penis rocket.
Yeah, did you guys ever see the meme where it shows him going off into space and it shows the scene from Austin Powers 2 where it has the balls and the dick launching into
That's
space?
amazing. I
So
loved Austin Powers.
Let me do rest for a second.
No.
All right. So, well, never mind. I won't go on. I won't go on that.
Well, you can't just bring something up.
All right. So,
Enlighten us.
well, the ex first lady, they kind of resemble each other. Bezos' new lady, and then Trump,
Oh.
they kind of resemble each other. I guess.
Are you saying then that, like,
So if Jeff Bezos became president, who would have been in the hotter first lady?
Oh, that is I kind of like that topic, man.
if Jeff Bezos became president, well, God have mercy on all our souls.
Well, yeah.
But,
Yeah, I mean, that would be really whack in a way, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean,
I kind of had a thing for Melania, man.
Yeah,
I'm going to
Melania's
have to
kinda-
go with Melania. Yeah.
yeah.
And it seemed like she was kind of the only one, could kind of control Trump.
You know what's
like,
really funny?
She could.
Is everybody talk shit about him, but Melania Trump was actually trying to do like, first wife things,
right?
She was, but no one was like taking her seriously all the time, She was just like trying to fit in at a country club that was not her club.
They were like, sorry, darling, your legs are too long and your boobs are too big. We can't take anything you're saying serious.
We've
over here."
heard you've done porn before,
Right.
you know.
It's hard to take the first lady seriously when you've seen their nipples.
That is a very good point. That's very.
I mean, I may
true.
not take her seriously,
You say,
but I'll take her.
Yeah. I'll take her how I can get her, but,
I mean,
but I'm not going to take any like
if you
stock.
were
stock
if you were
advice.
old Donnie Trump up there, I mean, what were you gonna do?
Old Donnie.
Old Donnie Trump, old Donnie Trump. The Diet
Donnie
Coke
Trump.
is calling.
So, okay, so you guys seem to all pretty well have your shopping in order. What's the wackiest thing that you had to get your hands on for your kids this year? Because I had a few that were very difficult, especially with all the supply chain issues and the stores not having toys and stuff. It's been kind of wacky.
I actually got pretty lucky with what my kid wanted this year. She was very, let's say, not up in outer space asking me for something like very odd. She actually asked me for a bracelet making kit,
Oh, that's cool.
which you could find
Yeah.
freaking everywhere because not a lot of kids like doing crafts these days, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That is true.
If it's not on a tablet or it's not on a video game, most kids don't want to want to do it. But there's like a resurgence in like little ones these days that they're at that certain age where they're starting to get back into crafts and doing like hand puppets and stuff like that. When we were kids, that was kind of normal.
Right.
It's just like it's coming back to full circle almost.
So they see it all on YouTube and they're like, I can do that.
I mean, they see everything
Yeah,
on YouTube.
that's a really good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I mean, she wants to make bracelets because she wants to make bracelets for her friends, or she wants to make bracelets for her family and stuff. And I'm like, well, let me find you one that's not going to end up all over the floor.
Amen. Yeah. All those little beads. So you'd be picking that stuff up for like the rest
Well,
of
it
the
wouldn't be me; it'd be her mother. And if she's watching or listening, I'm sorry.
Apologize in advance.
Yeah,
for
we
that
apologize
giant
in
mess there.
advance for this.
We I found myself going store to store. I was looking for a regular, just a normal
Turbo Man?
beanbag. Well, that too. But I was looking for a beanbag chair. Like both of my children wanted a beanbag chair, but not the ones that you put like the stuffed animals. That's all they sell now. Like the ones where you put like you fill them with stuffed animals and make like a mock beanbag chair. But beanbag chairs are freaking expensive, man. I mean, we're talking like $150 for like child-sized leather or velvet material.
Jeez.
I mean, it's crazy, but we did find a few. Thank you. A shout out to TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx.
Thank you, TJ Maxx.
They're not a
TJ
sponsor,
Maxx.
but if you want to be.
TJ. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Blow the horn.
For all your Christmas shopping needs, come out to TJ Maxx.
Hey, they did us right. I waited in line for 45 minutes in freaking TJ Maxx.
You know, that reminds me of something. We had beanbag, we had the beanbag chairs when we were kids, and they were filled with those foam pellets, right?
Oh, yeah.
And if you broke it, you knew it because all the foam pellets were everywhere. And then you had to explain to your parents why you and your brother did wrestling moves on a beanbag chair.
I have a feeling that I'll be cleaning up foam pellets in the near future.
Concrete, Mom.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, bro.
I mean, that's just what happens when you're wrestling. Anyway, another thing I thought about in the 90s that happened was when I was living in Heber Springs.
Oh yeah. Shout
One
out.
of the big things that happened was it went from beanbags to bubble furniture.
Whoa.
Remember that? You guys remember bubble furniture? It
I
was
do remember
inflatable
that.
furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had couches and chairs, and if you
Oh,
weren't
yeah.
over 50 pounds, or if you weighed maybe 105 or 10, that was not for you. If you weighed a cool 90 or 85 or 40, pretty much those chairs were not meant for fat kids at all. I'm just to be honest with you, that stuff was made for thin kids who were I'm all bony.
I remember the blow up furniture.
Yeah,
and then,
it was a big
I
thing.
felt like everything was blow up back then. We had the sock 'em boppers.
Blow up
Which
dolls.
it's like
sock
me.
'em boppers,
I remember my dad got a sock 'em boppers, and I know that he did it it was purposeful. He was I'm gonna make my sons beat the crap out of each other, basically. So he gets the sock 'em boppers. Me and my brother Big Ryan were fighting, and by the end of it, they're both they're just popped, and we're just bare knuckle fighting, basically, busted up.
Because that's all that happens.
It's so.
It was a failed experiment.
The
But
blow up stuff never lasted. It would always get destroyed.
they rehash it every year. Not every year, but every 5 years they'll be
Designer blow up stuff.
Yeah,
What you know about
designer
that,
blow-up
Mark?
items. Yeah, I was gonna say, Mark has a few blow up items in his room. I heard. That's what, so
this is the blow up Kelly Clarkson.
that's so obscure.
Why though?
He's got the Rachel Ray and the Kelly Clarkson.
The Rachel Ray home blow up dog kid. Because with real rubber ass.
He's got the touch
And
by
a
the
complimentary
angel,
cooking set.
Touched by an Angel, set.
There was nobody attractive on Touched by an Angel. I'm just
He's got the
letting you know.
Dr. Quinn medicine woman blow up.
Well, maybe that.
I don't know, Roma Downey, she was a little cute, but
Come
she wasn't
on,
really
man.
like that.
You had to look past some things.
You would know that, Mark, because you love it. You love Touched by an Angel, bro. You love that. Good for you.
You're gonna rub that in the whole time.
Got you a box set.
He's gonna have. We're gonna have shirts by the end of the year with a TBA Touched by an Angel. TBA. But you know
I
about
thought
it.
I was going to hear a joke about hoping to get touched by an angel, but
Yeah.
no one fucking did anything.
I'm not, I don't want to intrude in what
You
you
know,
have
you know
going
what we
on.
do in this business. It's called gracious humiliation, not gratification. You know.
I know Mark. He believes in it. He believes in angels.
But that's one of those failed inventions. When I was a kid, one of the toys I wanted for Christmas was Nickelodeon moon shoes.
Oh yes.
Dude, I wanted
Oh,
those,
yes.
but being let's be fair, a husky kid,
fair.
a husky. We weren't husky, we were a husky.
Fluffy kid.
Yeah, a fluffy kid. Trampoline shoes were not a good idea because you didn't tramp or lean. You just kind of just went burf. It just went burf.
You ever seen a fat kid on a pogo stick?
I mean, have you? Yeah, there's no fat kids on pogo sticks.
You didn't see him on there. For
That's a
very
Mandela
long,
effect if you ever saw it.
There was an earthquake, a seismic
There was a
5.4 in California today.
No, what really happened is you broke the spokes, or you broke the little legging things off of the foot pedals off the pogo stick, and you stood there on the ground wondering why.
I think he had the pogo stick inside you. I got penetrated by my pogo stick today.
I was
I got a lot of things
I was
to think
violated by I was me too'd by my pogo stick.
It is 2021 nowadays, so there's probably some stuff like that out there now.
Well, there's they actually came up, and I kind of related. They actually have mega pogo sticks nowadays, where they got the springs are double loaded, triple loaded in there.
Oh my gosh.
So when somebody gets on there, they can launch 15 feet in the air. I'm like, that's a little excessive.
Yeah, I don't ever
Yeah.
want to be 15 feet up in
Because
the air, man.
it's like that stuff you
sounds
see with
sketchy.
the trampolines. They stack them on top of each other and have trampoline towers.
Oh,
I'm like, this is what people with money do that have no sense.
I mean, that's too much.
You know, like they're just having trampoline towers and they're jumping across back and forth, and I'm like, so this is what it's like to have money with no direction ever.
This
huh?
is what disposable income looks like.
disposable, like very disposable.
I definitely don't know what that looks like either.
You guys remember back in like grade school and such, like having like yo-yos and stuff,
Oh yeah,
and then like
Absolutely,
all the
yeah.
fancy cool kids had the super fancy yo-yos.
They had like the Duncan.
Yeah, the
Yeah, they
Duncan
had the-
yo-yos with like
they had-
the like quadruple strings and shit.
yeah. They were like special braided, and also they were the ones that you threw down really fast and they spun and they lit up with
They had those
centrifugal
fancy-
force. You know, yeah. But I was a
sons of
classy
bitches.
boy. I was a butterfly guy.
I had a Duncan butterfly.
Had them
glow in
fancy
the dark.
Duncans.
They got banned at my school because
Yeah.
people were like, like swinging them in people's faces,
Using them like a
that
mace.
Indiana Jones guy with
Yeah.
the buzzsaw.
Amazing, bro.
Man,
What was that movie where the kid had the yo-yo that was like? No, it was Ninja Turtles. Michelangelo had he's like walk the dog, and he does the Eiffel Tower and all that shit, and he beats up the foot, and they're like,
Those foot soldiers, man, they never stood a chance. Like, they'd come at you in waves, but, I mean, it's like one good kick to the chest.
Well,
and
you
they're just
figure
diesel.
since they had to take off like Christmas, or they had to take off bells off a mannequin within like seconds, but they can't beat a bunch of fucking immature Ninja Turtles.
That's what
you
I'm
know?
wondering, yeah. I mean, these are teenagers, bro. They're teenage
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles. You can't, I mean, but you can
And
do
they're-
all that stuff. You ain't got no, I mean, they, you
so
know.
I wonder how like Splinter dealt with them being teenagers in their age.
Oh, I'm sure it was tough.
Like
Like Michelangelo sneaking out at night
Yeah,
and
fucking-
fucking partying and
Fucking Mike.
coming back all hopped up.
No, he's just paying the half price for pizza and making it late on purpose.
hiding out in their half shells in the middle of the night, doing unthinkable
bro,
things.
Oh, no.
Master Splinter catching him like, "What are you doing, bro?"
The shells are rocking.
If the shelves are clacking, don't come around.
And if you think about it
The
too,
shells
like
are racking, don't come a clacking.
what was April O'Neil doing like back in the day? Like, what was she doing with hanging out with those?
She took
teenagers?
too much of an interest. Yeah, I mean, she's going down in the sewers. Like, you're a regular woman. You're going down in the sewers.
Talk
to
about
hang
a
out
sewer rat.
to hang out with teenagers, bro. At that pedophile match.
Yeah, she was school.
She's probably hanging out with Freddy Cougar.
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. If it's reversed and that's like 4 female turtles, bro, and there's a dude that's like 35 years old hanging out down there, he's getting Me Too'd and going to jail, bro. It's over.
We're not getting Me Too. He's just getting Chris Hansen.
Yeah, he's hey, why don't you come over here and just
Hey,
sit
Elliot,
down over
come here,
here.
sit
Yeah. Come sit down over here. And,
Oh, like let's talk about Casey Jones too. He's like being weird, hanging out. Like you want to?
No, I think Casey Jones was into April, but he was mad that she was into turtles.
I think he was just, yeah, I mean, he's trying to,
He's trying to friend
He's
zone his
cock
way
blocking.
in. Yeah, he's trying to friend zone his way in there like a freaking champ, dude. He's just trying to get at
He's
it.
having like private conversations. Like when April comes back, you guys have to chill the fuck out.
You guys got to shut up and go to your room.
yeah, he's trying to piece all that
That's how
together.
him and Raph got into it in the first place.
Yeah, he was trying to fuck the babysitter. That's why he's just there, you know? He's like, shut up, Raph. Go to your fucking
Cricket
room.
or Crumpet.
I'm gonna hit you with this fucking cricket bat.
Cricket or crumpet.
Cricket or crumpet.
Good grief.
You know, he had someone. You know, because I remember from the show and the toy itself, I remember vividly. He had so much sports equipment to beat the hell out of people, but he still couldn't like fight the foot off. I was like, "What's the matter? What's the matter, Casey Jones? You don't have a golf club in there now? What's going on, dude?"
I mean, that's embarrassing, dude. Like that he's on there and he can't fight the foot, bro. Like everybody's taking the foot out. Master Splinter.
well, the real thing about it is he's a crazy bum with like he just broke into a sports store and fucking
just took a bunch,
just took a bunch of
looted,
shit.
looted a bunch of shit.
He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? This is this wide lit little fellow on the street. I'm gonna beat his ass with a cricket bat.
Casey Jones is from like Minneapolis. Like he's just looting targets and shit, taking.
He just sore about Mighty Ducks not doing as good as it should have done. Coach Bombay all the way.
That's awesome.
Oh shit.
Good lord.
That movie was fucking great, dude.
What about like the third Turtles movie too?
We don't talk about that Turtles movie.
No.
What the hell are you talking about?
The scepters and going back in time.
Turtles in
The
Time
sam-
was a fucking treasure.
The fucking samurai.
You guys are
Bro.
fucking high. That movie was
Listen.
terrible. That movie was
It
fucking
It
terrible.
was worth it just to see turtles in samurai armor.
I mean, you could put.
I
fucking
agree with you on that. I did like that. But
Turtles. And
I can't lie. I
samurai.
had all the
plot was
toys.
bunk.
I had all the
Yeah.
toys.
I had one
That's like
too.
watching the third fucking Three Ninjas movie. What the fuck was that
What's
about?
wrong with that?
What do you mean? What the fuck was wrong with that? They were on a fucking roller coaster.
Well, so?
And it was
Well,
like
Surf Ninjas came out, and then they had like
that
all
was like
shit.
91, 92. That was back when the dude from was it Mortal Kombat? Was he like the
Mortal Kombat.
who played the guy that played Liu Kang? Was that the same dude as
He was
Surf
Shredder?
Ninjas?
Oh no.
Was it?
No, it was what's the name from Turtles?
Oh, it was Kino.
Mm.
Remember?
I think.
Yeah, that was him. That's right. Yeah, because they had it when he came to Comic-Con this past year. Yeah, Kino. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, he was in that shit.
I watched
Speaking
that
of
movie like
kids,
15
like
million
dude,
times.
like you know that was that's the only time in your life like scooters are cool. You know, other than that, you're like, no, they're not.
Like I'm over us.
Yeah, I'm over this shit. You know, like
My kids got scooters. Those scooters may will come
Well,
back.
this is
you
a
know?
little different.
They're
man.
getting
It's a
after it.
motorized scooter though. My daughter's eyeing a scooter because she had a manual one. They got kind of rusted up with the rain, but she was eyeballing the electric ones. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what you need. You know.
Electric scooter.
Take a header on there. Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't
her
need
mother's gonna be like, my phone call the next day. Thanks. She's
Yeah,
in
get
the
your-
ER.
get some road rash on you from an electric scooter.
I mean, I don't know. Kids are adaptable nowadays. They got those little hoverboard things that they're sitting there on and doing that stuff. And I got to give it a little bit more credit. I mean, you just need practice, I guess. You know.
Practice makes perfect. man.
Did we get
So
some
they
insight,
say.
Spencer? Was it actually him, or was it?
I don't know, but I just looked at IMDb on Surf Ninjas, and Rob Schneider is one of them.
Whoa.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
he's
that.
a surfer.
I did not remember that.
Well, you have to remember.
He was
this-
he was the downtrodden friend that was like kind of hanging
Yeah.
around. He
Yeah,
wanted to be a
he
ninja too,
looks
but they were like
super weird. In the
he wasn't a part. He had what
Okay,
blonde hair, I
well.
think, or something.
Yeah, like reddish.
But you guys like
blonde hair.
movies like Tank Girl, where the kangaroos are trying to fuck the girl. Okay. I mean, come on, guys.
Hard pass. But
You
that
know.
girl was good though.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that it wasn't good. I mean, I wouldn't. It's not like I was not with her. You know, being like, yeah, we doll.
I think
Your
you got
team.
it. Yeah.
Anyway,
What happened to that chick? Actually,
I don't know.
Mark's gonna be
You know, next time I'm just gonna bring my
Searching it up.
Chromebook out here for you to use. You just type it in and stuff. You know.
I'm definitely. I mean, I'm getting a lot of nostalgia, man, from all of these old school references and
Yeah.
talk about nostalgia. What kind of you guys have any big Christmas traditions and things that you did every year when you were a kid, or
Well, I don't have
Anything
any
that was
Christmas
really-
traditions, but I did a really shitty thing when I was a kid.
let's
You
hear.
know, like the really shitty things you do as a kid. You know, I have one, and my parents were like livid, dude. Like they were like, "We're about to cancel Christmas on your ass."
What did you do?
Okay, it was like 96, 97 or something like that.
do you know his
And,
exact time?
No, I remember this because Big Bad Beetleborgs were just come out, dude. Big Bad Beetleborgs just come out, and you know what we did? We decided one year, and it wasn't just we; it was me and my brother. Because you know, my brother, like I'm his partner in crime at that point. You know, with your
Oh,
older brother,
absolutely.
you're his partner in crime. You guys are like, you know, pretty much like, you know, in it to win it.
No
so,
question.
what we did was, we opened our Christmas presents in our parents' closet and played with them.
Oh,
Like, open the whole fucking box. We didn't just open
No.
and look at it, dude. We didn't just open it and look at it. We opened them up, played with them at night while they were still on Christmas Eve, you know, when everybody's asleep. Technically Christmas Day.
bro.
No, it wasn't even that. It was a few days before. And they didn't have the hindsight to go back and look because, you know, they're trusting of their children at that point, you know. Anyway, I opened it up and I had all three vehicles of the Beetleborgs. Like they're, you know, like, because they weren't, I guess, that much because they're little, you know.
Just went ahead and took them out and played with them right there.
I'm a child, dude. I'm a big
Bro.
bad Beetleborgs. I'm gonna fucking play with that shit. Are you out of your mind?
Couldn't
Yeah, it
wait.
was
I have a similar story.
That is right.
But anyway, here let me finish real quick before you get to yours. Anyway, I went and we tried to like basically put them back in the box the best way we could. We got them back in the box good, you know, because we took the tape off like we thought we were like, you know, spies, you know, like doo-doo-doo-doo. You know, yeah. Anyway, we put everything, but the wrapping paper was questionable.
Oh, bro.
So what had happened was
See what had happened is.
so the wrapping paper came off shitty. So we kind of tried to wrap them back up the best way we could, and our parents, like on Christmas Eve, like fucking like the Christmas Day, like, you know, they pulled them out, like, you know, Christmas Eve they pulled them out of the closet, and on Christmas Day we got a fucking talking to.
Like
For
first
Christmas
thing
Eve,
they
we
saw
fucking
that,
started,
like,
dude.
listen.
Like
yeah.
we woke up and we went in there like do, you know, and they're like, first of all, we know what you did. You know, there was no hiding the wrapping job you guys did, and we're like, oh, you're lucky we don't take these away. You know, but in reality was they couldn't return them back to Walmart. Expecting return policies, kind of like, yeah.
You've already got it open.
You opened the box. My brother played his computer game that he got from them. It was the Jane's Combat on computer. Like he'd open it up and installed it on the computer and everything. And I was playing with my toys and shit. We finally put them back up. But anyway, yeah, they were so livid. It was like, and the thing about it is, like, after that, it kind of ruined every kind of pretty much any tradition we had.
You're trying to act surprised, like, oh, I didn't know. This is amazing. I didn't realize that I had this.
Bro, like my I think it was either my brother or somebody at school had ruined Santa Claus for me early.
Oh, bro. Brutal.
So, you know, like, you kind of knew. Plus, you know, when you have two older brothers, that's when you're like, yeah, you know.
I mean, what do you mean, dude? Ruined Santa Claus? Like, you're telling me Santa Claus isn't real? Is that
I'm
what
not
you're trying to tell me?
bro.
I mean, what?
I'm not trying to say that, bro. I ain't trying to get that flag.
I mean, what?
I mean, he was real at one time. St. Nicholas.
Bro.
Go around and freaking help people with their socks and shit, you know.
Help them with their
So you're telling me that like all the kids listening to this podcast right now are going to be like upset? That
Are
you're
you
telling me that
more upset
Santa
about
isn't
that, or
real?
the kids are listening to our podcast? Because if the kids are listening to our podcast right now, we're in trouble.
Man. Hey, I still believe. I watched the Mickey Mouse Christmas special today, and I even did the chant, the Santa, Santa, ho, ho, ho. We saved them, bro. I feel fairly confident
Mark,
that some of what I was doing really kind of contributed to things.
Mark, you ever
working
think
out.
Matt's gonna like wake up one day and be like, "Oh, it's so good to be an adult again"?
Yeah, I've lost total control of the television. Like, you know, you've lost control of your television when you're bargaining to watch another cartoon. Like, the kids will be like, "Hey, let's watch Mickey Mouse," and I'm like, maybe we could watch like Bluey today, or maybe we could watch Paw Patrol. Like, I'm like, I have my
Debate
favorites.
club.
Like, I have to try to. I just have to bargain to watch other cartoons.
Can we watch something?
what I wanna watch.
Can we watch
As long
something
as it's not
educational?
Caillou, I'm good.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
brutal. I'm
If
tired.
you
of
want
it.
your kids to be a crybaby, watch Caillou.
Yeah, no Caillou, yeah.
Dude, that show was the guide to being like.
But I want to play outside.
Get over it, Caillou.
Shut the fuck up, guy.
Yeah, go to timeout, Caillou.
Dude.
Enough.
You want to get the boo box?
But mommy.
No, not the boo box! Not the boo box! That's a great Hook reference. I love that shit. The fucking boo
Is Hook
box.
a Christmas movie?
No.
See? But it takes place at Christmas.
Oh my God!
But
Truth,
don't-
truth comes out. Truth
Bang
comes
the
out.
hammer.
That's a gavel.
I think the
first of
truth.
all.
I think the truth comes out. I think
Well,
you got
I mean,
him.
there was more
I knew it
Christmas.
would.
God, we're gonna have this discussion again. There was more elements of Christmas in Die Hard than it was in Hook.
I don't
It's
know,
the great
man.
debate. It's
He
the
comes
great
back on
debate.
Christmas. There's family values. It's like
Look, I remember this. Hook had Christmas. Actually, they wasn't even Christmas yet. They went to go see their grandma Wendy. Then all of a sudden they go to bed that night, and all of a sudden the kids are gone. There's a sword in the door with the scroll saying "Fuck you, Robin Williams."
that's like,
You know,
that's like
you know.
Christmas Eve.
I got your
Sweet,
kids.
and then
Fuck
he
you.
comes back on
He's trying to
Christmas
spin
Day.
it. He's trying to spin it over here. He's trying to spin a
How am I
web.
spinning anything?
He's
That's
trying to
exactly
spin
what
it.
happened.
How
to
dare you
spin
talk ill of Robin Williams?
Well, he wasn't.
He wasn't dead
He
yet.
wasn't trying to be mean. He wasn't dead yet. What?
You guys. He wasn't
He
dead
wasn't
yet.
dead yet.
You know,
Oh my
but
gosh.
dude, like, who was in that as him? Who
That's
was
fantastic.
Who was Hook? It was
Oh, it was Hoffman.
Dustin
Oh,
Hoffman.
yeah.
Yeah, which we got wrong in the other show. It was actually who were we talking about? Sean Penn. Sean Penn was in like Sam, the
I Am
movie.
Sam, yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
glad
Am
we get
Sam.
to give a real shout out
And-
to Dustin Hoffman, then, man. Shout out Dustin Hoffman.
Well, you know, he was
Yeah.
he was in that movie that we were talking about, not Dustin Hoffman, but Dustin Hoffman was in Hook as the Hook, and
as the Hook.
yeah. Are we going to talk about how like that was such a it was such a weirdly, it's a weird movie because there's never been another one like it, in my opinion. I mean, the right things came together for that movie. I mean, you're never going to have an imaginary pie fight, you know, where everybody throws food at each other ever again.
Right.
You know, and then like Robin Williams is calling a 12-year-old booger nose and stuff like that. You know? I mean, that was good. But anyway,
Can we talk about you know, what was what's her name? Julia Roberts is
Oh yeah.
is fucking Tinkerbell, like.
I mean,
she got a big mouth on her, Julia Roberts. Like, and I'm
oh,
not
yeah,
trying
she's
to
got
be
a big
mean.
mouth on her.
Oh,
she's-
what you know about a big Mark? What you know about it?
I mean,
And then, I mean, we can't talk about Julia Roberts without
he
talking about
rolled his
Pretty
ass
Woman.
down that plank to get.
Or talking about Speed.
Dude, is Pretty Woman weird as fuck, or is it just me? Like, you're a successful businessman who ends up spending the night with a prostitute and then, like, fucking marries her or something. That's got to be the least realistic thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. What are we doing? Weird, bro. That is true. I mean, I guess it fucking happened. Yeah.
I mean, you know,
But I mean, Richard Gere, Gere was a handsome man.
Richard Gere.
Didn't he do some weird
Johnny
stuff?
Greco.
Hey, didn't he do some weird stuff with like an Easter egg, they say, or something?
No,
or
it was
like
a mouse.
It was a
a
hamster
mouse.
or something.
Putting
Yeah, it was a
something in his-
hamster. He had a hamster up his butt.
putting something in his
What?
beehole.
Yeah, there was something about.
Oh, come on. Don't act like you don't know. Shut
I
up.
didn't know about that.
You know.
That's super.
You Googled that before we all got here. Shut up.
No, but the last thing I saw Richard Gere in was Mothman, the Mothman Chronicles. That's an old movie for any new listeners that are not old.
I think
But,
after all the butt play stuff came out, his career sort of just started going down.
no, that was Kevin Spacey, but he's just like, I'm gay, and everyone's like, we don't care.
They're like, oh, the house of cards just fell, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You better gracefully
over
go
for
into
you.
retirement. Hope that what was that movie he did with the kid from Sixth Sense? Pay it forward.
I was thinking about the Alien movie where he was an alien.
No, that's AI, but that's not him. That was Jude Law.
No, not Alien. It was he was like the weird alien that wore the sunglasses all the time. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, dang it. I
Oh,
can't
I
think of what
do
it was
know what
called.
you're
The deep cut.
It was like an alien suit, and he like would get in the alien suit and shit.
You talking about Star Kid?
Oh wait, no, so it's not Star Kid. Okay, yeah.
I love Kevin Spacey in Horrible Bosses, man. He played a good hero
Oh
in
yeah, he
Horrible
played a
Bosses.
good
He was
boss, like
good.
horrible boss.
I love how Matt comes in with a mature comedy, and we're just like, yeah, remember him back in the day when he was.
I'm like, come on, guys, stuff happened.
Well, he was, he was good in American Beauty.
Yeah, he was.
Wait, before
He was
we go
really good.
forward even more, since we got on horrible bosses, can we talk about what's her name from Friends?
Oh,
Rachel?
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Rachel.
Horrible bosses.
Brett just calls her Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel.
That's close enough. Oh, you mean Rachel Green? Yeah, I love Rachel Green.
Yeah, she works at
She works at the Central Park.
Yeah, she
I saw her last
Park.
week.
Yeah, still there.
you mean that the barista? Yeah, I know Rachel Green. But Jennifer Aniston is still a dime, dude. She's been around forever, but she's aging like a fine wine. I'm definitely a
a
fan.
fine wine at 59, or how old is she now?
A fine wine at 59.
No, I don't think she's that old, but no.
Big Mark's a poet, and he didn't even know it. Look at that.
Speaking of that,
We're gonna keep rhyming without dropping
what's
a dime.
sad
though.
is like Christina Applegate. Christina Applegate who just recently came out. She's got some kind of like either like MS, like multiple sclerosis, or something going on with her like that.
That's not good.
But it was
Man,
like, it's
I
some
didn't
kind
know
of like joint or something like pain disease where she's always in pain, and that's why she really doesn't do like that much acting anymore. I guess it's because of that. I didn't know that at all. I was like, oh man,
That's
Kind of
tough.
like fibromyalgia or something, or is it?
yeah,
like,
yeah. I think it was fibromyalgia, maybe.
Yeah.
It was something like that. Don't quote me, but it was some kind. It's some kind of like conditional disease, where she's just having trouble now, and I'm sorry, Christina.
Yeah, I hate to hear that, man. That's
We loved you.
T's and P's for.
I mean, she's not
Christina
dead.
Applegate.
She's still
Well,
around.
still,
No.
I mean, you can. It's probably better to give thoughts
Well,
and prayers
there's-
to somebody still alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe it'll help.
Yeah.
Not that giving it to the family isn't. Nice.
I
I'm
mean,
not
you
trying
know,
to say
Ryan
that.
Reynolds quit
Sounded kinda
acting
mean.
recently. Yeah, he did his last movies and stuff. He's going out with a bang, you know. And I remember talking to you
Speaking of
guys
going out
about
bang,
this.
probably banging all the women in Hollywood.
Oh, come
He's
on.
married with, like, 2 kids, dude.
Mark, my God, he's just like I'm.
I
He's
mean,
probably
tell-
banging
Dude,
everybody.
if
around.
you were a chick, would you bang Ryan
I'm
Reynolds?
also gonna say that
You would
Ryan
suck
Reynolds.
that hardcore dick.
the
You'd suck Ryan Reynolds' dick off if you're a woman. So just be honest. Be
I mean-
straight up.
So I'm supposed to say if I'm a lady, I would suck them off. I don't.
In this day and age, you can be.
I don't feel like. I mean, I don't. I've never fucking thought about it. I mean, maybe. You know what I mean?
You don't-
Tickle fight.
Tickle fight, yes, Ryan Reynolds tickle fight. You want to have a tickle fight on
I
the
actually,
boulevard?
we just watched Red Notice, where he was an art thief on Netflix. It was pretty good, man. The Rock,
I
Ryan
haven't watched
Reynolds.
it yet. Don't spoil it.
Oh come on, bro. I mean, you
alright.
could probably guess how.
You're
it is.
never gonna watch that
It's
anyway.
typical,
I'm
like-
never gonna watch
It's got
that anyway.
Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot. She's hot. She looked
Gal,
good.
it's
She was,
Gal Gadot.
Wonder
she was
Woman?
she was looking awful.
Gal Gadot-ish?
Wonderful.
No,
She was
she-
looking wonderful. Yeah, a Wonder Woman.
Dude,
looking
I'm not
pretty
gonna
wonderful.
lie. That Wonder Woman movie, like '84, kind of
Bunk.
like sucked ass.
Yeah,
I
And
haven't
I'm not
watched it
just
yet.
saying, but you know, and I'm saying that in the pretense that I saw the first one and that was badass as hell. Never mind the male role in the movie. I didn't care about him.
right.
He's just a side piece.
He's a little side
you know,
piece.
yeah,
Is that
like
Chris
Gal
Pine? What's
Gadot.
his name?
Yeah, he was in Star Trek. Anyway, like, you know, it's not about that. It's more like they made it where it's so campy that it's like, is this supposed to be a parody? Is it not? Are you trying to make it like, you know, similar to the old one? I don't understand what you're doing here. But then again, it's not made. I said from the get go, this is not made for me.
Right.
This is not my Wonder Woman movie. This was made for somebody else who adores 80s fashion and also is a woman, which I'm not. So, you know, but
There's a Wonder Woman movie made for women.
yeah, it is. It's got its own little, you know, little taste of you know, of
Femininity.
on it. Yeah, absolutely. Good,
No doubt.
Good save.
That's nice, Mark. Yeah.
You know, I just
Look at this guy, Mr. Encyclopedia over here. He's been reading or something. Look at this
Well,
guy.
apparently.
You know,
You know,
I've been known
apparently
to-
what happened this weekend was like Spider-Man came out, and there's been such good reviews about Spider-Man, and everybody's been like, "Hey, when can we talk about the new Spider-Man movie?" And everyone's like, "Shut up, never. Can't afford to go to the movie theater."
I have yet to go to the movie theater to see it, so don't spoil
Yeah,
it.
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I mean,
on
I'm not.
Christmas.
I've heard some things about it, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm respectful. It's like, it's the Star Wars code. Once you watch the Star Wars movie, and you're like, "Oh, why didn't you tell me this was awful?" Well, I just wanted you to see it. Why is Han Solo better than freaking the Solo? Why is the Solo movie way better than the last Star Wars movie? You know, what is going on here? I think Disney just has too much and just, you know.
It does. It feels like they're forcing some of the stuff.
Yeah, I
Obviously,
mean-
they're forcing. They own it now, and they want to get some stuff out there.
I just
they're kind
don't
of forcing
think
it
that
out
it's
there.
in like the way that. Okay, yeah. I mean, you're right, but I just don't. You know, then again, as the DC fan of the group,
Whoa,
you know,
there it is.
Yeah,
Pulling out
yeah.
the guns. It's a gun show.
a DC fan of the group,
got
but, you
that
know, I'm kind of sitting
Batman
there
gun
heckling
show
them. I'm like, Marvel finally reaches its downfall. You know,
I don't think it's ever gonna.
Do you like the Snyder Cut?
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't watch the Snyder Cut, dude, you need to because that has a lot of things in it. But I'm not going to mention that.
That,
Because I could go into a 4-hour podcast about Snyder Cut, and we'd all sit there and just be out of breath and dry-throated and very mad at Brett.
What are you doing dry throat and stuff, Brett?
yeah, better to be dry throated.
No, from talking too much. That's what happens when you talk a lot.
Whoa.
Anyway.
Well, guys,
actually, what I just thought about too, to reiterate back on Brett's point about the Christmas stuff and the stories of like weird Christmases.
Oh, let me
I
hear
also have a
some
similar
weird-
story.
Oh, yeah?
Of something that happened with me on Christmas. I was, also, I was a good kid, but I was also a bad kid.
oh, I know you were a bad kid. I knew you when you were a kid.
You were
So,
like you were pretty much an only child, weren't you? Like at
Yeah.
the time? Yeah.
Hashtag
So-
dirtbag. Hashtag little shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
So I remember like one specific Christmas.
Christmas dirtbag baby.
Even as a young boy, when I was a young warthog,
When I was telling young Simba Akuda Matata.
I only wanted two things for Christmas. I wanted
That's the
a
one Disney reference.
I wanted a
That's it.
Super Nintendo, and I wanted a Dragon Dagger because I was like all into Power Rangers as a kid, like as
Word.
most kids.
Absolutely.
Dude,
Of course, I couldn't get a Dragon Dagger because they were fucking they only sold them for they sold 200 Dragon Daggers and they just decided to stop selling
I
them.
love how Saban is all like, and who was with him? It was Saban and what's the other company that was putting out the toys? Mattel or was it somebody else?
And,
Not for sure.
Bandai.
Yeah, Bandai.
Yeah, Bandai was putting out all the merch, and they knew how to sell some stuff because all the rare stuff in the all that like the Green Ranger stuff, they'd only have like a certain little amount of this, but they'll have every other character in there.
I'd love to get my hands on some of that stuff now, dude. You know, it would go for a lot.
Yeah,
of
if I would have actually got a Dragon Dagger, it'd be worth
The White Ranger sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted that too.
With the
Couldn't get that
talking-
motherfucker.
I
Oh,
wanted,
I wanted a
yes.
Saba sword. You
Yeah.
couldn't fucking find that
my
motherfucker
friend had one,
anywhere.
and I was so fucking jealous.
Yeah.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
big
it was
Mark.
impossible to find the Saba sword, impossible to find the Dragon Dagger flute. But I knew the one thing that you couldn't get, you could not find one at the time, and this was early '90s when I was young as fuck, maybe I don't even know how old I was, maybe 7 or 8 or something.
Yeah, you
I was
were
old enough to
right.
be able to play some Super Nintendo games and
you
shit.
were you were down the street from Toys R Us, literally, and you
Yeah.
still couldn't
Right
find
by
it.
you, yeah.
So I wanted Super Nintendo. Like all my cousins and stuff had Sega Genesis and all that shit. And I just wanted to play some Mario Brothers and play some fucking Goonies and whatever else.
I love how as a child you're like, I don't want this peasant Sega Genesis. I want this Super Nintendo.
I'm tired of
one."
playing Sonic. Fuck that guy and his rings.
Oh, bro,
Fuck your
Sonic is-
Vector Man and your Earthworm Jim. I want some refined quality.
Sonic has made a huge comeback, dude. My kids are love Sonic right now. It's it's the thing. But I do agree with you. It's the same shit over and
So
over.
tell me why I get PTSD from people dropping change and rings on the ground and shit, and I'm like, oh fuck.
You're just take off, run as fast as you can.
You just lost all
pick
those.
Tails, what did you do?
Didn't you know
That
there's a
fucking
national
water level. I fucking hate that water level.
There's a
to this
national
day.
chain shortage, man. You can't be dropping all your coins. You know what I mean? What are you doing, bro?
But yeah, I just wanted a Super Nintendo for Christmas. Whatever. Like every kid, I was
Right.
Christmas starts rolling around, it's getting closer and closer to Christmas, and I was just like, man, I really hope I get a Super Nintendo or something for Christmas. That's all I really want. I didn't want anything else. And like every kid that fucking you see presents under the tree, because we would get presents and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they would sit under the tree, and you just oh, I wonder what this is, or I wonder what that is, and then you pick them up and shake them and shit. And you're oh yeah. So they're my parents kind of did their shit. They worked and did whatever, and then I remember one day I got home early from school, and I was just shaking presents and stuff. And it's oh dude,
trying to be a super
this sounds
sleuth.
like some clothes. This sounds like whatever, or this is a scooter, whatever. And then I pick up one specific box, and I studied this shit. I knew my presents, and I knew what sounded like what felt like what. I have OCD, so I knew how shit was the sizes and the weights and all that
shapes
shit.
and all
I
that
could
stuff,
pick up a
yeah.
piece of something and weigh it in one hand and oh, this is 5 pounds.
This is 5
So I pick it
pounds.
up and I shake it and I look at it, and it's all wrapped up and it's neatly wrapped because parents typically do that shit. And I'm like, this oddly shaped. This weighs about 20 pounds. I think this is a Super Nintendo.
Sounds like you were having a very Rain Man Christmas.
Like, no shit.
Yeah, this weighs 20 pounds and 4 ounces. And it fits all the diameters and circumferences. This has gotta be my fucking. I didn't know that you
I
had
didn't
all
even
that.
put that much thought into it.
I didn't know you had all that going on in your head.
We kind of just opened our presents
Like
and
even
see what
right
we
now,
got.
I see the numbers and no.
Yeah.
Big Mark's like fucking counting cards over there.
What's that show on TV? Numbers or whatever? You know, where they're trying to solve the cases with the that one super smart guy that's like. Oh, anyway,
I don't fucking remember.
Murder by Numbers, I think is what it's called.
Something like that.
So was it
A CBS movie? Yeah,
CBS
show.
Did you have to still sneak a peek, or did you just shake it around?
As a young warthog, young warthog as I was,
A young warhawk.
When Mark was a young warthog.
I figured, I kind of Duluth, as also a kid that also like was really into, Sherlock Holmes. So I Duluth.
Oh no!
That there was a Super Nintendo in said box, and I was like, "There's nobody home. If I just snuck a peek, I don't think anybody would care, right?" So what do?
Famous last words.
A kid with OCD that also carefully unwraps his present to make sure that it could go back perfectly, right? I carefully unwrap it. And I carefully unravel the entire box. And of course, what's in that box? A Super Nintendo.
Of course.
With Ninja Turtles and Mario and all these other fucking games. And I was like, oh my fucking God. But what did I fucking do? Instead of being a normal kid that would be like, all right, let me wrap this back up and put it back under the tree. I pulled that motherfucker out, took it in my room and started playing it.
No.
And then I played it like on the hush hush. And I took the system out of the box. And I wrapped it all back up and put it back under the tree.
Big Mark.
And then I played it for the next couple of days. And then my mom, she worked
Fucking
in medical
bold,
field. So
Arnold.
she
You're
wouldn't get
fucking
home.
bold.
Some days she'd get home sooner than others and whatever. So I'm just sitting there in my room. I don't even have the door closed or anything. I'm just sitting there playing the Super Nintendo. And I remember exactly the exact time, the exact day that it was. It was 2 days before Christmas. I'm sitting in my room playing Super Mario 3 on the Super Nintendo. I'm just looking up, and the way my room was set up, I could see my doorway from my bed, and then straight ahead from my bed, I had this shelf, and there was a TV on it, and I had my Super Nintendo and shit there.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there playing it, and then I hear a crack or something, and I was like, huh? And then I look over, and then I hear fucking my mom, she says something out of nowhere, and I was like, wait, my mom's home? And I was like, oh shit. And then, she walks, she's saying anyone that knows my mom, you guys know my mom.
Oh, I do.
You knew my mom when she was alive, typical Marcus,
Marcus,
whatever. She would say whatever,
Yeah.
Always,
something about doing this or doing that. And as she's walking up, I'm in instant frozen mode. I'm like, what? I don't even know what I'm doing, but
You're totally fucked.
it's playing in the background of the TV, and I see my mom walk down the hall, and she walks by the hall, stops for a second, mouths off something for me, like why didn't you do this or do that or whatever, and then she keeps walking. And while I have Super Nintendo controller in my hand, looking up at the TV, looking back at her, looking back at the TV, looking back at her. And then she keeps walking and goes off and is continues to mouth what she says, and then she stops saying whatever she was. And I can hear her get to probably at the end of the hallway before she gets to her room. And then I'm still kind of frozen. And then she I hear her stop moving.
She put it
and then
together.
I was like,
she put it together.
and then I guess it just clicked in her head.
Yeah.
And then I hear footsteps rushing back, and then she's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, dude.
Freaks the fuck out on me.
Yeah, dude. You
fucking threw me across the room.
So you
beat
and I
my
committed the
ass.
cardinal sin of Christmas. If there was a cardinal sin of Christmas, that's it, dude.
Takes the Super Nintendo, dang near about to throw it out the window, gets in my ass hardcore.
You were a little dirtbag.
I was
man.
grounded for 2 months.
I mean, took it to
I
the
didn't.
extreme.
My birthday's after Christmas, so I didn't even get birthday presents.
Did
and
you?
then eventually, they actually finally gave me the Super Nintendo back after 4 months of not having
That's
any
brutal.
Christmas presents or getting to play it or do anything with it. They finally were like, all right, kind of similar thing. They couldn't take it back or anything, so they were just like, all right.
Yeah. Well, they
You
wanted
didn't
you to have it.
Christmas presents. You didn't get a birthday. You've
That's,
been grounded. So here's your Super Nintendo.
That's one of those
But it was
Christmas.
just like, I remember the look, my mom rushing back, and the look on her face when she came back in the room.
tough.
It was like, I probably would like murder you right now. She could have murdered me right there.
Dude.
That's a Christmas miscalculation. Where you're like, I got to play this thing for 2 days, and then I had to go 4 months without seeing it again. That's tough, bro. That's
You
brutal.
thought you were home alone.
Super brutal. You guys were, you know what I've learned? You guys were bad kids, man. Y'all were bad
Not
kids.
always.
No.
Because, like, I mean, we had, tons of gifts under the tree, and there was, like, me and at the time, just my brother and my sister, and we, for the most part, tried to leave. I mean, now I'm not going to lie and say I never undid a piece of tape and got a little peeksy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I sure did. Like, I mean, every kid is going to do that. Because,
let's just say this: if you would have known us back then at that certain time, you would have probably been like, "That's a good idea."
that's
and just
true.
done it.
You guys would have been bad influencing on me. I'd have been playing my Legos.
We've
or
been
something
bad
in there.
influences on you since we've met you.
Where did you get these
Matthew.
Legos? Say, well, Brett told me it was fine. Mark's been playing a Super Nintendo for 2 days.
The squawks on us.
What's the problem? But
You jailbird.
my little boy, man, like we've been wrapping all the gifts, which is like, wrapping them up pretty tight. He's only 3 years old, so I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really like unwrap stuff super great. I'm taping shit up like Fort Knox. Well, my wife, she gets desperate, like she's tired of wrapping stuff. She's like, I'm gonna put some of this stuff in a bag. So the other day, he walks up to me, and he's like, Daddy, I got some Sonic socks. And I'm like, what? How do you know you got some Sonic socks or whatever? And he's like, oh, I just know. Like, just playing it real cool. Like, I just know.
I just know.
And I said, there's no way you could just know that. You looking in the packages or whatever? I go over, of course, like the tissue paper's been like, tossed aside, and there's the Sonic socks. I said, we cannot be putting this shit in bags. we gotta wrap his shit up like Fort Knox. So yeah. But I love how he didn't even admit to it. Like, he was just like, I got some Sonic socks, Daddy. And I'm like, it took me a second. I was like, wait a second.
Listen,
I know what you've been up to, and they're
Yeah.
digging around and shit. So we have to watch them, dude. We have to watch them like a hawk.
Yeah.
Kids are funny.
Speaking of Christmas, for this whole episode, but we also have a segment called "What is your favorite and campy favorite?" That means your favorite, but also the top tier Christmas movie, but also the top tier, just like Halloween.
Oh,
I'll throw that on the floor for you.
throw it down.
This one's
big
from
fella.
Briggs. Anyway, there's the top tier. I have another one. There's the top tier, and there's the bottom
That's
tier.
amazing.
It's magic.
He's a magician. Yeah. Oh,
He's David Vape.
David Vape.
No, there's a top tier, like your ultimate Christmas movie you have to watch, and there's also your campy Christmas movie, the one that's like in the back pocket, like that one that's like not good, but you watched it anyway because it was probably just nostalgia mostly, but it's there and it's terrible, but you still watched it anyway because you like to laugh at it. What's that one?
We always watch, like my wife and I, since we've known each other about 11 years now. Every year we've watched 4 Christmases with Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn, which I love Vince Vaughn, and I'm tired of it. I won't lie, but like I got to do it with her, and she really likes it. So and I do love Vince Vaughn. So that is the one that we
That's
watch
your
every
hold on
year.
to. Is like at least Vince Vaughn's in this.
Yeah, I'm like, because at least I get to see him play the same role that he plays in every single movie that it's ever that he's ever been in. But and then the one that's campy that we always turn on and have to watch is that Charlie Brown Christmas. I love that Charlie Brown Christmas, man. You get the little tree and.
He goes to the
That's
New
not
Year's
such a
party with the
bad
little
little-
red
I don't
head
think I
girl.
can ever get tired of Charlie Brown, man.
They're putting dude on
Peanuts
blast.
is on.
Like,
Well,
this is all
Charlie
you got?
Brown to me is like some kid who's like depressed when he's a child.
Yeah, bro. I kind of feel
And
bad
like
for him.
if nobody can relate to Charlie Brown right now, I don't know who you are, but that dude's like,
True.
I'm never gonna amount to anything. No, I can't get the little redhead girl. Oh, she's coming to the Christmas party.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah. Well, Schroeder playing the piano.
I want to know what he's doing these
Dude,
days, man. He's out there slaying it.
Dude, my child doesn't even know who
What
the
happened
Peanuts
to
are.
the little redhead girl?
I don't know, dude. Hopefully, Charlie eventually, close the deal on that.
Well,
Been
Charles
rooting for
Schultz
him.
is no longer living, so his family is the only one who can really. I guess they only selectively put out you cannot do any kind of Charlie Brown new things anymore without their approval. And his wishes were, when he died, were don't do any more Charlie Brown stuff. And they're like,
just let it be.
I'm kind of sad because why wasn't there more Charlie Brown?
Well, there was a
Charlie
CGI
Brown
movie.
Hanukkah.
There was a CGI
It's a
movie
Charlie
they put
Brown
out,
bar
a few years
mitzvah.
ago.
Yeah, I don't even want to say that that's campy. I mean, Charlie Brown Christmas is a classic. I love it. Maybe campy is like the Rudolph movies or something. Those claymation looking.
Yeah, you mean
those are kind of campy, I
That's
guess.
on my list, 100%. Like the Frosty,
Yes.
the snowman.
We just watched that.
Well, Frosty's animated. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean the claymation.
The claymation.
Where they did,
Yeah.
the
You're talking about.
and the-
He's so dopey. It's almost like
Okay, this is where.
yeah.
he was obviously slow,
and they're
which is
30 or 45 minutes,
Right.
perfect for
Perfect.
a small child.
Well, I'm about to get nerdy on you guys
Let's
because
hear
those are what you're calling. See, there was the Frosty the Snowman and the Jack Frost ones were animated. That's completely different. The ones you're talking about is the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Mm-hmm.
They were made by a company called Rankin and Bass back in the day.
Exactly.
And they were all especially the Year Without a Santa Claus, those movies where there was the Heat Miser and the Cold Miser, which is the claymation back in the days. Yeah. Why do I know so much about this? Because, sir, I don't know, but I took an affinity. You should,
you did a deep dive. It sounds like you kind of went down the
no,
rabbit
you
hole.
got to hear me about Bluth movies on a later podcast because I'll tell you about some Bluth movies you don't even know that are Bluth movies. Well, anyway,
Like Bluth Incorporated,
no,
the
there
Bluth
was
Slam,
Arrested
Bluth.
Development.
Yeah.
no. There was a company like the Bluth Company that made everything from The Last Nymph, Rockadoodle, all the way to Titan AE.
Okay.
Yeah, they literally had their hand in everything.
I
Troll
didn't
in
know
Central
that's who
Park.
made all those.
Troll in Central Park. That movie. There was
Wasn't there a Fievel Christmas movie?
Fievel was done by I don't know, but Fievel the original one was done by Steven Spielberg. So
Hell yeah. So what is it then? What's your favorite holiday movie you got to watch?
Favorite movie? I don't know.
I mean, what would? I mean, is there one that you always got to put
any
on?
Chris, it doesn't have to be animated.
I mean, I feel like
You got
for the constant that everybody watches, or either
Well,
it
the
pops
one
up
you
on
like.
TV every
It
once
doesn't
in a
have to-
while. I feel like A Christmas Story.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
dude,
for most
I
people.
almost said that. I almost had you pegged for that because you
But,
love
you
Touched
know-
by an Angel and sentimental things like that. So that makes perfect sense.
It's a
It
lifetime
does.
Christmas.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
The bump
What
is-
about holiday music? Because my
Well, I didn't
favorite is
say
I
mine.
like. Oh, you didn't say yours?
Yeah, I didn't say mine, dude.
You talked about so many movies.
Yeah.
I just glossed over
We
because you're
just
like a
glossed-
fucking movie encyclopedia though. Toast knows his movies.
I'd
me hear
say
it.
just for real quick. I think the main movie that I watch for Christmas, what would be nowadays?
I feel like you got a lot you like.
Yeah, that's
I
a
feel
lot
like
of
you're
my
rolling. Yeah, he's
repertoire.
going through the Rolodex. He's like, I've watched like
Okay,
19.
the one movie that I do like constantly, as a streamlined favorite, is A Christmas Story, because the Bumpus Hounds make me laugh. I mean,
Love it.
they ignored everybody except his old man. You know, that's the one that's always on top for me. I have to do it. But the one that's kind of like campy and terrible. Oh, you forgot to bring up that other one. Remember? You know, it's Garbage Day.
Oh, you're talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. The worst one that I've seen, like the campiest, terrible, most like awful thing is a Star Wars
Garbage
Christmas.
Day?
A Star Wars Christmas special is the worst fucking thing on planet Earth, and everybody wants to be better than what it is.
It's the shit. Son.
But it's like, it's just so dry and stupid, and everyone just needs
Forced.
it. Yeah. It basically, even Mark Hamill's like, no. You know?
So instead of "May the Force be with you," it was like, "We're gonna force this shitty movie down your throat."
it was a holiday special that had like dancing and singing and all that stuff, but it was like Star Wars themed, and
That
you know,
does sound bunk.
yeah, it does. But anyway, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was a movie that made in the late '80s, I believe it was.
Yeah.
I forget the director, but it was complete like horrible, just like C-list movie. And it got pretty viral back in like what 2005 or some shit because there was a certain scene where essentially the movie's about this guy, his wife cheats on him, I think, or some shit, and he just like loses his like all his shit, like he loses his job, his wife cheats on him. And like all this shit happens like right around Christmas, so he goes on this fucking rampage and decides I'm gonna kill everybody. So he just starts killing people and murking people. And there's a specific scene that went super viral, where I guess his neighbor from across the street's bringing the trash out, and he's got a fucking like old school Magnum, and he just rolls out and he's like, the guy's like, hey Bob, what's going on? And he's like, oh yeah, garbage day? And he's like, and he's like, haha, and he pulls the fucking Magnum out, and he shoots him, and the guy's like, typical like 80s like horrible fashion.
Garbage day! Huh? No!
He's like, and he like does all this like dramatic fall over some trash cans, and it's just like this hilarious thing. But that scene is like been super viral, and like that movie came back into prevalence. There was that scene.
Dude, the minute we're done here, I'm definitely YouTubing that. That sounds fucking amazing.
Garbage day? I got a little bit dark. Okay, I could retract that other one as being that. I mean, there's also like a Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase.
I love that. I do love that.
I don't love Chevy Chase. I'd rather
it,
not see Chevy Chase ever again because he's whatever.
I like it.
You didn't like Community? No.
I like it when he's.
I like Community.
Oh, that
Community
is
was better without Chevy Chase being. Actually, that's what made Community good because Chevy Chase was playing himself in that whole thing. Right. But another one I saw when I was a child was, and I'm going to admit this.
Jingle All the Way? No.
Jingle. I wanted to do a short
dude. That was okay.
One of my favorite Christmas movies. By the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry I didn't get your Turbo Man.
I know the answer. I have the answer.
Sinbad.
Going back to Sinbad, and it all comes back to Sinbad.
Oh, it all comes back to every road leads to Sinbad. I didn't even know that.
No, but there was a horror movie that came out like either the early 90s or the late 80s. Not sure what the timestamp on that movie was, but I remember because it has mannequins in it, and I have a stupid irrational fear of mannequins.
They are creepy. Yeah.
I was gonna hide mannequins in Brett's bedroom one day randomly.
I'll fucking kill you.
That's a good idea, bro.
I will fucking kill you.
He wakes up and there's like a whole group of mannequins around
straight up. You will end up on.
He's gonna go full Bob from that fucking Silent Night movie, dude, and start murdering folks. Don't push him over the edge.
I'll fucking your ass is gonna end up on Forensic Files if you do that to me.
Gonna be unknown.
Mark Harris was a normal everyday guy, had a mechanic job until things went awry.
Bro,
people start showing up to like comedy shows and shit. And like dressed as mannequins in like mannequin suits and shit.
I've done a few.
Would you stop encouraging everyone to be that fucking weird?
I think it's a good idea.
Anyway, there's a mannequin movie where these mannequins came to life. Right?
So did you like the movie Mannequin of 1983 with the great Kim Cattrall?
I'd rather die.
You'd rather die.
Not gonna lie, that was actually one of like my favorite movies as a kid.
Okay,
Mannequin.
cool. That's fine with you. You can like weird shit like that.
I think it's bunk, dude. I'm with Brett on this. I think it's pretty bunked out. I don't like it.
Well, they also had that one with what was it, Lindsay Lohan and Tyra Banks, where she became alive from like she was a Barbie doll or a mannequin in the store.
Oh wait, yeah, I think I remember that now.
Yeah.
You saw that.
Yeah. Well, it just happened to be on.
Movie
so.
buff over here seeing some weird
This
stuff.
is the guy that loved Gilmore Girls and stuff too.
What the fuck are you talking about? I love Buffy the
Seventh
Vampire Slayer.
Heaven.
So that's what's going on around here, man. I got like Brett's watching Gilmore Girls in one room, and Mark's fucking rocking like Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman in
What
the
was
other.
that movie with the
like
chicks that
that,
were
dude.
witches? You know, and it was like
Oh, the Craft.
no, not that one. The one where they were like three sisters and they were like fucking.
The Craft? No, check out.
They weren't fucking sisters.
Hocus Pocus.
No,
I did like.
It was a
We watched
show.
Better Witches.
It was a show that came on TNT because I remember.
Charmed?
Charmed. Yeah, there was that one.
Bunk. Yeah.
Terrible.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah, but those chicks were kind of hot though.
That's true.
So, yeah, that's the only reason why I'd even like.
But
pay attention to
doesn't
it.
what's her face have herpes or something?
Who gives a
What
fuck about
the
that?
fuck?
I'm not even.
Oh,
gonna-
who gives a fuck about it? Brett's like, I don't care. I mean, herpes. That's
It's
part
cool.
of
We'll just take some Valtrex.
Yeah,
and
Talk about my woman like that.
He's
What's
like,
her-
I can.
what's her-
I mean,
what's her name?
Let's not
It's gonna
rule
bother
anything
me now.
out.
Was it Christy? Was it? There was
No,
a Christy
no,
Carlson
no.
Romano, and there was somebody else. Anyway,
Christy Carlson Romano could
I know about that.
She could.
even Stevens all the way.
Good grief.
Yeah.
What?
You know, she has a vlog now talking about her past success, and she's like, yeah, me and Charlotte.
No, sure.
What are you accusing her of? Be like sleeping her way to the top, bro?
No,
That's
it's
fuck, dude.
Well, apparently she's not really. She's doing like some just YouTube stuff. now.
Sleeping her way to the middle. She didn't quite make it to the top.
I don't
Like,
know.
trying to do what we're doing, fucking being on YouTube, and
Yeah.
we do love you, YouTube, though.
Yeah, we love YouTube.
Let's put us up in the algorithm, YouTube. Let's fucking
Yeah,
do it, bro.
let's see what happens.
Push it.
Well,
Hey,
anyway.
push play.
Yeah.
But we covered Christmas movies, and that's obviously there's a lot of opinions about Christmas movies, but what about the Christmas music of yesteryear and today? I feel like it's the same shit every year. I feel like there's not been a new Christmas song made
Bro.
in 20 years.
I think that we listen to the classics, Michael Bublé, and then Mariah Carey, and that's what it is.
And I like Bublé, but I'm sick of Mariah Carey shit. Enough.
I'm sick of Bublé and Mariah Carey.
It's like the older Mariah Carey gets, the less I get a hard on listening to All I Want for Christmas.
I don't know what she drank the blood of children or something. How she's even staying alive. I think what it is Mariah Carey is a robot that is just comes out
this
every
is a
year.
simulation. So
Yeah, I mean she is a fucking robot, and she
What? Just gotta slip that in.
she's just
It's
like
a simulation.
I don't know what she did, but she does not age at all. Period. I mean, I don't know if she just like.
Well, I think she started to, and then she got with Nick Cannon, and she was like, "Oh fuck this guy! I gotta get away from him. He's gonna fucking make me fuck up."
Yeah.
So now
You
she's
think
got-
that's what
she's got
happened?
back.
I felt like he felt that way about her, like she was sucking out his life force or something. I'm not a Mariah
Well,
Carey
technically
fan,
she
I think.
did. Didn't she have a kid with him?
Oh, that's fun. You're a pervert, bro.
Did she?
But I don't know if you guys know, but there is one new Christmas song that's come out, and I really like it. It's like it's by one of your favorite artists, Mark. It's like sucking on some titties like you want me, calling me all the time, something like that. I don't know. Who is that? Is that fucking? Oh, maybe I'm confused about the Peaches thing because I've been listening to that a lot since we talked about that, But no, I do have a good story. This is actually
Fuck the paid away this
my
Christmas.
favorite.
No,
My favorite Christmas song is "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree," right? And I got a good reason for this because I met Brenda Lee, Little Miss Dynamite. She came to one of my wrestling shows back in the day, which is fucking weird. Her and Little Jimmy Dickens. And she told me,
Shout out Little
she
Jimmy
signed a
Dickens.
book to me and said, "You're my favorite wrestler." And I said, "I'm willing to bet money that I'm the only wrestler you've ever met." So, but ever since then, though, that's been my thing. It's like, every time I hear it, I'm like, that's Little Miss Dynamite, dude, rocking around the Christmas tree. So that is my favorite Christmas song. What about you guys?
Christmas songs like my favorite Christmas song. I don't know, man. Christmas songs are kind of like.
Brett's like, fuck all that. I don't know.
Oh, there's there was one that my one of my old friends shout out to Sierra, pointed out to me as a nice little Christmas song was like "No Presents for Christmas" from King Diamond.
There you go.
That was a nice.
That's
one.
obscure. I like that.
The King Diamond's not obscure.
That feels obscure. It feels like most people are not rocking that on their Christmas playlist.
But that's fun. There's always I always get because I feel like sometimes the simpler things you hear, especially if you're kind of an old soul a little bit. Like Grandma got ran over by a reindeer because we live in Arkansas.
So weird. That is such a weird one for me.
No, I love it because it's just like
Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
And Grandpa's like, you know what? We're just drinking all the bourbon.
He's like, fuck it, dude. I've been waiting on that.
I've been waiting on it for years. Grandma finally stopped bitching.
Hey, how do you feel about the debate with the date rape song or whatever? Basically, like everybody freaked out about last year.
Oh, you're talking about
it's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold.
Yeah, baby, it's cold outside. Yeah, is that weird? I mean, now that I listen to it,
I mean, it is kind of figgy.
It's kind of figgy and kind of weird. Yeah, now that I listen to it over,
I think it's because here's what it is. In my opinion, just in my opinion, an artistic expression. Does that song work now? No.
Right.
Because the attitudes are different. Because
the dynamic has changed.
It's getting too late.
Yeah.
Why don't you stay?
But you know who co-wrote that?
Why don't you have another drink
Hey, this is
instead of going home?
But baby, it's cold outside.
This is a true Christmas fact, and I couldn't believe this when I saw it. But you know who co-wrote that song? Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby co-wrote that. Yeah, no, I'm just fucking with you. But I mean, couldn't he?
Hey, what's in this tree?
What's in this tree?
I feel kind of funny.
It's real hypno, bitch.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
That'd be fucking awesome if it was true. That would be amazing.
I should go
try on this sweater.
Why don't you have some more pudding?
What's in this pudding pie?
Wouldn't you like to know? It's what's in my
fun.
barbecue sauce.
So Big Mark,
Have you ever noticed that my barbecue sauce makes everybody kind of touchy-feely?
what you think about your barbecue sandwich? I feel fucking weird, bro.
Why does everyone mark out over the McRib, anyways?
That McRib's fucking.
It's a
bunk. Yeah.
Dude,
I'm scared to eat that shit.
that fucking McRib. You know what that is? That is a pork patty with like really sugary barbecue sauce over it. I'm just not a fan of it.
It seems
It's
kind
a
of
coarse
dangerous.
ground hot dog in rib form.
Yeah,
Right?
it's hot dog
Yeah.
rib.
We don't
Pretty
know
much
what the hell
it is.
you don't know what you're eating. That's
I'm pretty sure
mystery meat.
McDonald's factories have like a McRib like mold, and it just gets injected in there with some slurry, and then this steamed.
It's like Burger King, dude. They put the fake flame broiled
it's called
grill
liquid,
marks on it.
Yeah, it's liquid smoke.
That's
what they put in there.
gross, dude. It's
Hey,
weird.
but I think they put liquid smoke in their patties, don't they? Like they they have to do
sounds
something
sketch.
because it tastes a little too smoked for its own good, for what they do with it.
Did y'all hear about the Jamie Oliver lawsuit that he won?
No.
Where
What happened?
He won a lawsuit proving that McDonald's meat is not fit for human consumption.
Bro, no.
Yeah, he
Oh.
won it because of all the chemicals that they treat the meat with.
No more quarter pounders for me, dude. I'm gonna have to swear that off. Dude.
Sorry,
That's disgusting.
I love that shit. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
my
It's
child-
like addicting. It's like they put something in it that makes you want it, more and more.
It reminds me of winning a soccer game when I was a kid.
Yes.
So that's where my dad would take me.
Like we're gonna get to go to
You know?
McDonald's.
Well, it's the same reason why
Only
Dave and
if you
Buster's work.
win.
Dave and Buster's is Chuck E. Cheese for adults, pretty
Yep.
much.
I like that shit too.
It's just like, hey, let's go drink some beer, and I'm gonna school you at table hockey. That's pretty much what it is.
I don't even want to think about trying to play Mark in fucking air hockey, dude.
No.
Fucking put me powerbomb me through the table, sore losing ass. So what is your favorite Christmas song, Mark, or do you have one?
To be honest, I don't think I really have one. I've never really been in much of a Christmas song person or Christmassy super Christmas.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick one. I don't really like.
It's probably one of my least favorite. Outside of taking care of it for my kids and having them, letting them have a good time.
Me and the
Christmas
kid did
has
have,
never been that big of a holiday for me.
Are you one of those folks that kind of feels like it's a depressing time of year and shit gets too commercial and because sometimes I go through
a
that.
lot of holidays nowadays have gotten overly commercial.
They really have. I mean, if I didn't have children, I would probably be a little bit bummed out on Christmas. Like, and obviously, like I kind of get to live vicariously through them. And
You drinking wood chucks with a Santa hat on, like Merry Christmas,
like-
motherfuckers.
I mean, I've went to great lengths. Like we have the elf on a shelf. And that shit is like, I get anxiety every year when knowing the elf is coming back because
Now
that
I
shit
can
can be
see
taxing.
myself like reenacting Die Hard with like the elf and like this is like Hans Gruber falling off Nakatomi Plaza or something.
I've come up with some
And then,
crazy
like, I mean,
shit.
that could be some cool shit, but like outside that,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I've not repeated one, and God forbid my kids ever see this, but I've not repeated a single one for 4 years. So that's over. That's like 120 that I've come up with
I love
that are
how
different. It's fucking brutal. Every night I'm like, every night I'm laying there at like 11:30 at night, and I'm like, oh fucking shit, I haven't moved the elf, and I got to jump up and fucking like get me out of a dead fucking sleep, and I'll like go and do something and not
the
be able to
elf's
fall
like
asleep for
snorting
2 hours.
cocaine and shit.
It's dude. I mean, I haven't done anything inappropriate, but I'll get you to like maybe include some of the pictures in the segment here because I've done some pretty fucking gnarly ones. I was on a ladder last night, making them look like Mary Poppins holding an umbrella. I'll show you after we're done here, but and then doing shit that I would never do. Like we have a house now and it has a fucking the roof is a 12-12, so it's like fucking straight down. But I still got up there and hung Christmas lights and almost fell off the fucking roof, bro. I almost like died trying to hang fucking Christmas lights.
Clark Griswold did?
Dude, it was sketchy as shit. My dad came over. We had a 16-foot ladder that wouldn't even reach halfway up to where I needed to go. We had to put the ladder in the back of his truck and him fucking hold me. And like I went up and tried to do it. It was sketchy as shit ever.
That sounds like the sketchiest
Like
shit
I
ever.
want to leave the fucking lights up year round, dude. I don't even want to take them down. It was so much trouble, but that's the kind of shit I have to do because you got a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Yeah, man.
But then it's like now they want to look at every light but ours. They're like, well, those are already on there. Like, let's go look at other lights. And I'm like, those don't even look as good. And those are my favorite though. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's some old shit. Let's go look at some new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
Fuck
as
your
soon as I
lights,
did it, it
Dad.
was old news. Like they were like because they waited all day. Like, oh, are you done? Are you done? And then finally we got done, and they're kind of like, that's it. And I'm like, oh, I fucking almost died. I'm like,
We
I literally am
expected
dangling.
fireworks and elves to come out of the chimney.
did, bro.
I think kids are getting more and more unappreciative of like how good that they have their lives these days.
I mean, it's like the better the life you give them,
I almost
the
died
more
today.
yeah.
At a fucking like a plant, and like I bought you presents for Christmas, and you go fuck.
They don't know any different. I mean, like if
plant
you're
were
a
you
good
working
parent,
at?
At Amazon, no chicken.
Well,
almost died from the workload, got fucking snowed.
Brett,
under.
we're gonna have to let you go. No, chicken.
I don't.
No,
Well, I'm blessed enough not to have to work in the warehouse. So yeah.
And Toast is great at his job, man. This is a very top-notch.
I mean, he's got a cup to say so. Best delivery driver.
I
in the
wouldn't.
state or something.
delivery driver.
Delivery
of the
driver
month.
associate of the month.
2 months out of the year, fucking killing it. Hey, I'll brag on Toast, dude. Toast is a fucking, he's going beast mode because I used to work at UPS and I know it sucks dick. So
Well, I didn't have your job.
What
You-
could Brown do for me? Not a lot. Break my fucking back for $8.50 an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
So
no,
I'll-
they're a little bit better than that.
I went to jail for 5 days and came out and it's like went back up to my job and they were like, "Hey, glad you're back." Like your job's a shits when they won't fire you for missing 5 days and not calling. They were just kind of like, "Welcome back."
That's the norm around here.
Yeah, like we're glad the conviction didn't stick. Come on back in here.
We need you to throw.
Oh, you needed to go out on a bender? It's all right. We got you.
You always got a job with Brown,
What does that
whether
sound
you like it or not.
Good God.
Yeah, man. But it's crazy this time of year. You really start. Like it's crunch time, like we were talking about earlier, without presents and everything like that. And really, like especially this year, during doing with all the thing going on, I won't name it, but we all know what it is.
Voldemort.
Yeah, well, Voldemort, pretty much.
The name, the name we can't speak or whatever.
Yeah. Just
Don't say his name. Fucking shit will get
I
gnarly.
mean, it's kind of crazy, especially in my line of work too. So You know, you got everybody ordering everything from home nowadays. It's like it's completely changed now. I honestly believe that we're just gonna be like having like phone scanners everywhere, and we're gonna be paying for everything. By the time 2050 happens, like you're gonna be like having to ask some kind of oracle in Walmart where they hide the dog food at, or like
robots.
You're gonna walk in, it's gonna be like, state your business.
It's gonna be like the Cylons walking around stocking shelves and shit, and fucking, you know, it's gonna be crazy. You know, it's eventually happening. You know, and I'm kind of like on the side of like I really don't care, because I don't buy. You know, I feel for the people who have to buy like $250 worth of groceries when they go to Walmart. You know, obviously. No, you know, you want a cashier there. You don't want to check yourself out. I mean, that's a lot of
brutal.
Yeah, it's brutal, man. So I feel for them, and I'm glad they still have cashiers that work. But I think Walmart needs, and these other places need to understand there's a lot more of those than there are of me. You know, just buying like 10 items, maybe 20 items. You know, at the very most at a time. You know, that's their biggest gripe is like, oh no, thanks. You know. You should give me a discount for all the work I just did for you, Walmart, you know?
I do sometimes feel like I'm a fucking Walmart employee. I'm trying to, like, check shit out. I'm making sure I put the breads in the same bag and the fucking
but the dynamics kind of changed, though, too. You know, obviously the more helpful people in Walmart now are actually the shoppers. You know, the guys and ladies that go around, they're actually scanning, you know, doing your shopping list. They can actually tell you where everything's at. And I'm like,
right.
That goes to show you that, you know, some of these employees in the past have never seen anything in this store in certain departments. So, you know, but to be fair, I'm not going to ask where's your fishing line, and they're going to be all the way in Delhi. I'm not going to ask them that.
Right.
That's a dick move right there.
I'm trying to find some shoes. Do you maybe possibly tell me where the shoes are?
They're like,
in the
sir,
fucking shoes section, motherfucker.
They're like, sir, you're at the pharmacy. Like, we don't we don't know.
Give me your finest Shaq 911s, you know.
Shaq 911.
Your Shaq 911.
Yeah, in a distant future.
That sounds like a fucking 911.
Shaquille O'Neal saved everyone from the terror of 9/11.
Yeah, I was about to say, what the fuck?
There is a new Matrix movie coming out. I think it might be out. I think it's out now, isn't it? In the new Matrix movie out on Paramount Plus,
coming out for Christmas.
Is that a couple days?
I think
the 26th.
You gonna call that a Christmas movie too, bro? Since it's coming out around Christmas.
Listen here, you gaggle of cocks.
Dog in his ass, dogging him out. Well, Big Mark. I mean, I don't want to get be presumptuous or anything, but it just feels like you're kind of like starting to phone stuff in. Like maybe you're missing out on like, a Touched by an Angel marathon or something. Like I can feel like you're winding down. Like you're starting to think like, is that Dr. Quinn on now, or maybe is Touched by an Angel like? Is that about to come on?
I don't know, man.
I missed the beginning. Or
Northern Exposure's almost over with. You know.
Yeah, he's got to get to it. So,
yeah,
I hope you guys have a great Christmas. I hope Santa brings you everything that you deserve, which is mostly just like coal and fucking rocks.
A day of rest? Yes, please.
Yeah, Brett earns...
Rocks? Did somebody say rocks?
Yeah, you earn... Brett has earned anything and everything he deserves for all the goodies for Christmas. And Big Mark, you too, man. I hope you guys have a good one. And I hope everybody out there, Spencer, much love. And then... everybody else, I hope you have a holly jolly Christmas and a happy new year. And I guess we'll be seeing everybody or hopefully having some good things to say in 2022.
Absolutely.
So, hell yeah.
Feels weird. Wow, feels weird to say like 2022.
It's weird, dude. It's coming.
Danger, danger. Family bathroom. Danger, danger.
Danger. We've had a very family bathroom Christmas, and hopefully we're going to have a very happy family bathroom New Year.
Yes, sir.
New Year, new problems.
Yes, sir.
But it's going to be a blast.
Hey, guys. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Thanks, guys.